Good morning, everybody. I am here to do another live coding stream for Random.Code. I am still not done with part one of day 16, but I made some progress in the last stream, and I actually, got to the point where I was able to get a new way of doing things to run. The problem is that I forgot that when you start, you can go north and you can go east. They may be blocked or whatever, but you're going to find that out rather quickly when you start doing evaluation. At least I think that's what's going to happen. So let me get my music going here. Repeat. Where are we at with volume? Let's turn that down a little bit. Excuse me. Oh, no, we want to do play all. There we go. Get some coffee going. All right, so the thing I want to do right now is change this so that we're actually putting in both directions to start. So we say that, and then I get the comma in there, and then this one is traverse positions will be 0, but we did turn to do this because we got to go north. And then we don't need this anymore. Fine. I have debates on whether, if you're initializing a field or a property, the target type new is actually kind of nice. Inline like this is a little iffy because it can start becoming just new and then new in it and new in it, and you don't really, it becomes pretty hard to read what in the world this code is doing. So just like everything code is a little bit of a balance of figuring out what looks, reads, and makes sense to you the most. All right, so now let's go to my test and let's see what this does. Still fails. Still fails because we still get that big number. Okay, so that obviously didn't help. We still have some bugs, to say the least. Bugs are always fun. For debugging purposes, I'm going to comment this out. And let's just watch what this does. Unfortunately, it's probably going to do the thing where it skips ahead. And okay, so should be direction, number of turns 1, traverse position 0, visited junctions. I haven't done any. So we say this, nope. Nope. All right, so we want to see if we can go north. Is there anything north of us? Nope. Is there anything east or west on this position? Nope. There shouldn't be. We didn't find a map item though. So we're going to move up. We still shouldn't find something here, but we should be able to say now we're going to go north and we're going to go east. I think that when you're looking east, you only look east for when there's an end right there. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, so now we look east and west. We should look east, and we're going to see that, yes, there is nothing there. and we haven't visited it, so we should find a map item, which is a place to go. So now we're going to go east. We have to turn to get there. The next position 11 facing east. We want it finished. It took 2 positions to move, and we want to say that we visited there. Okay, that makes sense. The other direction... Oh, wait a minute. I'm being stupid. We got here. I think this might be what you're saying. Like when I'm looking north. And if there is something ahead of us, we do something. But if we don't... Like I started here, then I moved up, there wasn't anything there. I moved up. Oh, duh, that, I'm being stupid. That would have actually, it would have only, it would have only produced this one. It would not have produced the fact that we get here, because we have to look all 3 directions to say, can we go those ways, not just the 2 to the left and the right. If we come here, let me zoom in just a little bit. If we can, I love the ellipses look here, but if we come here, how to say this? If we get here, if we were here, come on, do that one. And then we look up and we say, oh, we hit this. There's nothing there. Like we somehow got here, and then we're looking up, and we look up. And we don't see that there's anything blocking us here, but now we look for paths east and west. That's not good enough. We also have to look north and find a map item. I think that's what I'm missing. So let's go through all these. Look for paths east, north, east, Oxford, comma, and west. Okay. With y minus 1, then that's a junction. And then we'll produce a map Yes, we'll produce a map that has a next position. Did not turn though, and we're still going north. And we found a map item. And I have to do this on the other 3. Okay. Okay. Just reviewing what I just did. So that was north. We have to do this for west. West, north, Oxford, comma, and south. So west would be x minus 1. And that is the direction we're going, right? Yep. So we need to change this. We don't turn. Add it to traverse positions next. I think that's correct. Okay. This is south. South, east, Oxford, comma, and west. So to look south, it's y plus 1. We don't turn. We say south. And then this one is the east. Oxford, comma. And east is x plus 1. We don't turn, but we go east. All right. What does this do? Oh, that ain't good. Jesus. This is quickly becoming the problem that is just biting me, and I cannot get past it. Yeah, now it won't even stop. So obviously I just made something even worse. And I did take the one off of east because that should just dead end to nowhere anyway. North is the only direction we really can go, but I'm going to have to fix that to be correct for the real problem. Oh, duh, I don't have a breakpoint. I think I took it off. Yeah. Okay. Oh, no, no. See, I hate that it does that. I don't know why it does. And it's made some of the debugging that I have to do much more of a pain. Oh yeah, it's because it's got to go there. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. So we look north. There should be nothing ahead of us. Oh crap, I just realized. I just realized what the problem is. Yeah, because we're here and we look up and we say, well, of course, here's another one. So we give that as a map item. And we say, this is another path. That's not true. We should only look in the direction that we're going if the other two directions... How do I want to say this? Like if we're here, we only want to... Well, actually, I'm sorry, we're here. We look at this. And we say, well, yeah, sure, that this one's a wall, we wouldn't do anything. This one's a wall, we won't do anything. This one is a space, but that doesn't mean that's a new path. I mean, eventually we're going to come up here and say, yes, that is a new path, but but we don't need to. We want to skip over that because basically we want to say if the two like if we find something here, we obviously break. But this doesn't mean we hit a junction. The junctions are if you go to the sides of you, the 90 degrees either way. This one, only if the end does that mean you break. If you found something, that means you hit the wall or you start or something, but you don't have to, you have to stop, because if you hit a wall, you're going to look to each of your sides. Oh, God. Obviously, this didn't help. I mean, I need to do this, but I'm not doing it correctly. For north, if we find a map item, we found it, so we wouldn't have added anything to our new maps. Or new paths, I should say. Jeez. I need to pause the music for a second. I really got to think about this. If we... If we didn't find anything, and we didn't find any side paths, we didn't find a junction, then that's the only time we look north. Now, we only say if we didn't find a map item ahead of us. We're here. We didn't find let's do this one because this one's a little bit more indicative. If we were here, we move up, we look at that. That's not a position. There's nothing to the side, so we don't look. We move up here, that's not a wall. But we look to the sides and we see, yes, at least one. Both in this case, but at least one. But we did find a side path. Because it could be, I'm trying to find a case, where does this do this? Arguably, you could have that be gone. I don't see that anywhere. I don't see where you just have like an open space room, but you could have that being gone. I don't know. Are all the hallways basically one? But either way, I think it's safe to assume that if you didn't find a map item and you didn't find side action, then you don't add the north. Or you don't look to see if you had north. Here you didn't find anything, but you did find side action. So it's possible that you could be going, you should look north as well, because this is your junction. And that could also mean that you want to go north. So that's the north. Okay. So I have to do this for this. I can get the music going again. I don't. Again, I'm starting to get very unconfident. Wait, what? What? It's like, what did I just do? So we take this. If we didn't find a map item, but we did find some side action, then we put that in here. Oh, we call it side path. Let's be consistent. And now to say our found side path is equal to false. I know it's doing an or equals, but don't really need to care about that. If not map item, but we did find a side path. And then we go south. Okay, how does this fail? Oh, God. What's this? This is a developer failing massively on camera. This is Random.Code. And you basically have 25 days, like an advent calendar of problems. Each day has 2 parts. So I'm on day 16 and I'm trying to figure out how to get through a maze with the minimal cost. And there's a function that determines like if you turn, how many times you turn and how many positions have you traversed, and that gives you a cost. So it's not just the shortest path, because a turn is very costly. And I am failing miserably at this. At least I can say that this is probably this is dying off pretty fast, because no, we're not going east, we're not going southwest, north. We don't find anything. We don't find anything either. We don't find a map item, so we... God, why does it... The debugger is just broken. At this point, I'm just going to say it. Sounds painful. Yeah, it is. Some of the problems I've solved relatively... They've been relatively straightforward for me to solve. For whatever reason, this one is just kicking my butt. And it's not hard. It's like I had an implementation that worked, but only for small maps. And I tried to optimize it, and that's just broken everything. And I'm now struggling to get it to work. So yeah, it is cool, but it is painful. So yeah. All right. I don't want you to skip over. And of course, my code is getting so ungodly ugly at this point. It's not even funny. Okay, we don't find that. We don't find that. Right, because now we're circling back. We do find some side action going east. And we add that. Nothing west, because that's going to be a wall. So now we're saying we're here. So we found the path going east. What? Oh, crap. Okay, so rethink this again. The only reason we want to look north is because like in this case we don't, because we didn't find anything ahead of us and we didn't find anything to the sides. The only reason we want to look north here is because we didn't find anything there, but we did find something to the sides. We can't look at new paths account because that's not good enough. We can't look at found map item because that's what we're saying is we found something, we found a new path. I guess maybe that's the way to look at it, is say it's found a new path. Wait, that's not right. We're saying here that we either found the start, which won't happen going north, but we either found the end or we found a wall. So why? So in this case, I'm saying I found a wall. This, I didn't find a wall, I found a side path. I didn't find a wall, I found a side path. If I didn't find the wall, but I found a side path, we'll break out if we finish. So I guess we could say there. Let me think that one through. Yeah, because now we're not assigning this at all. We'll never going north find the start. It just won't happen. But we could find the end. If we find the end, we completely break out with just that new path. Otherwise, that meant we found a wall. I mean, we could be a little bit explicit here, but that's the only thing we should be finding with what we're doing. And the only reason we would have continued from here is because either we didn't find something above us, or we found the wall or the end. And we found the end, so either we found something above us, we found a wall above us, or we found a space. And we want to check when we found a wall. Whether we found a wall or not is immaterial, because we could still be going to the left or right. Excuse me, sorry. So now we say, could we go either left or right? And if we do, we add a new path. The only reason we would want to look up is because, like in this case here, is because that's not a wall, and we did find a side path, which means the count went up. So then we look to say one more up, and we add that. If we've added any new paths, we're done. And we otherwise we have to keep traversing. I think now that's correct. So we want to say found wall. Now when we're going west, it is possible to hit the south, or it is possible to hit the start. And if we do, for whatever reason, I don't know how we could ever get there, just as a fail-safe stop. I guess it's possible to hit the start. And if that's true, let's break this here. Make it a little bit smaller so I can get more space here. So north is the true north right now. I gotta stop soon because I gotta start doing some gotta run some errands this morning. So west. We could say, wait. If it contains a key, you say start, we immediately break. Yeah, we gotta change that to this. There. Okay. We don't need any side path action. We don't need that stuff, right? Don't need any of that. Don't need that. Paths. Okay. So I think we got that correct. Wait, do we... Yeah, we got to do save. We got to say if we didn't found wall and we did find side action, we do that. Okay. So that was west. South. We could also potentially hit the start. We don't need this. We don't need that. I don't need that. We do need this. Not that. And then this. That. And then one more. That's going east. East can also hit the wall. Or I mean the end, I'm sorry. Okay. We don't need that. We don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay. Let's review this quick. I'll run it and then I'm going to have to take a break because I got to do some stuff. Okay, again, we got to throw the east in, but we'll get back to that once we know that at least the small test passes. So to get a new path, if we're going east, we're going to go east. If we do find an item, it could be the end. It will never be the start. If it's the end, we completely break out. Otherwise, we did find a wall. Now we're just going to look to north and south of us, which would have added paths. So if we didn't find a wall, but we did find a path, that means we also then have to check to see if we could also keep going east from that spot. And if we did find any paths, we break. Otherwise, we keep moving. Now, if we would have found a wall, that means there's no reason except no, that's right, okay. I think it's right. I'm falling down the path of I'm starting to really doubt myself with some of this stuff, so, which is not fun. South. We could hit start. We just simply break out. We don't return anything. There's no reason to keep going down this path for whatever reason. Yeah. Otherwise, we found a wall because there's no way to hit the end. We look east. We look west. We didn't find a wall. But we did find side action. We also then keep looking ahead south and see if that's a new path. West. Could never hit the end, but we could hit the start. We look north, we look south, and then we determine if we also keep looking west again. And then north is that. North, we could hit the end. We could never hit the start. If we do hit the end, that's a finished path and we break. Otherwise, we found a wall because we did find something. We look east and west. We did find side action, but we did not hit a wall. We did not hit the end, which we would have broken anyway. We then come through here and we just keep going north if that's possible. If we have new paths, we finish. What does this do? Okay, go southwest, north. Why? Why does it do that? It's so annoying. So we didn't find a wall. We didn't find any new paths. So we're going to keep looking north. What? Why? Why is it doing this? You don't know what I'm complaining about is that it's like breaking out way too fast. And it's becoming a real pain to debug this. It's not making this easy at all. And I don't know why it's doing this. So now our next position should be 11, right? Yep. Okay. We don't find... Well, it did the right thing in that one of these is going east, and now it had to turn twice because when you go north you had to turn, and now it's turning east. It traversed two positions. It did visit a junction, and that's this one. The map we don't care about. This one should keep going north. It only turned once, it is two. So that seems right. At least we got to here. And that seemed right. Now the next thing we should do is... The one going east is going to stop here, and notice that you could go north and you could go, and you could keep going east. So what is this one? This is the one going east. So what do we do now? We didn't find anything. We should not have found anything either. So we need to go east again. We're not going to find anything, but we are going to find above us. What? Fine, I don't care. Well, you want to go north. We did turn 1, 2. Now we turn 3. 1, 2. 3, 4. Yep. And the other one, you know, I gotta stop because, like I said, I've got to do some. Maybe the right thing to do is to see what the behavior is as we get next paths. So the next paths here should be 2. East and north. We could also break here because we really want to see like how many new paths are we evaluating. Paths to evaluate 2. We have 3. 6, 12, 22. Yeah, it's like blowing up massively. So we are obviously doing something wrong. So we have paths to evaluate here is 3. We have 1 at 311 going north, 1 at 311 going east. That's that one. What's the other one? That don't seem right. Like if you follow the... What in the hell did I just do application insights on? So we start with 1 path to evaluate, and that's the one that we're saying go north. Okay. So we evaluate it. Now we have 2 paths to evaluate. Right? We have 1 path that says go north. Oh, that's the 1, 9. Okay. And then we have 1 path that says go east. Okay, fine. We come through again. Now we should have 3. So now what we have is here 1 going north, 1 going east, and this one just goes east. Okay, so that does make sense. Now what? Now we hit 6 paths. And you notice that 2 of them are at the same position. And so what I think I need to do is prune this a little bit. Because I think what happened here is you had this one, this is 3, 9. So you had this one going north. You had this one going west, I'm sorry, east. They come here and you get an explosion because one wants to go north. This one wants to go north and south. This one coming up wants to now go west and north. And I bet that's what we see with the 3 9s. We see west, we see north, we see north, we see south, which makes sense. And so I think what I'm missing here, I think I got a path forward though. So we make a note here. As we're evaluating new paths, we only add a new path to new paths if any of the, and that's what we're doing, right? We put in way down here as we're going through. We do add visited junctions, okay. We only add a path, new path to new paths. If, I don't know how to say this, if a new path's current position this is where I wanted to keep the cost of the junction, I think, because the cost of the junction, like I'm saying, if I hit a junction point and if I go north, my path gave a cost of 5,000 at that point. If our current position is in a junction, and when we were there, our junction was like 4,000, we should stop. Because we've gotten to that point, or if it's the same or more, is in another's visited junctions. With the cost at that junction equal to or greater than, we don't add it. So we have to add the cost when we hit a junction. Because as you're moving through junctions, each point is going to say, when I was here going, and it doesn't matter the direction. Because, you know, you could have two paths, you could have two paths like doing this and they hit here. This one, you know, to get here to this junction took me 5,000 cost. For this one to come to this junction hitting here also cost 5,000. Now this one to turn, you know, if this one could keep going up and turning, this one would have had to turn and added a cost. So this path might have been a little cheaper. So I think you do have to keep add the cost and the direction when we hit a junction. Because if we come to a junction and we decide if we turn north, well, at that point, that cost would have been X amount of dollars, for lack of a better term. If we came up to it a different way, we didn't have to turn. The problem is that that path is now, it keeps going. It has to now, and I think I've got these in my notes somewhere, it now has to wait until it goes through again and determines and says, wait a minute, because paths to evaluate doesn't, oh yeah, it will keep saying a path and then 2 and then 3 and then, so the one that has a greater cost and this one is still chugging. They're both going to chug along, but as soon as that one comes up, it has to... It has to look at what was done in the past, which is past to evaluate, and also what has been done. Right? Next paths are only from a current path, so that would only know about that particular point. So you could have put in a path that's ahead and put it into new paths. That's what you need to look at. You need to look at, as you're doing this, you need to evaluate the paths that were done in the past and also the new paths that were just generated before you. We could arguably do a pruning spot here before we do paths to evaluate and say, do we have any in that state? Do we have any that we missed before and we need to pop it off? Right? But these two, this one hit this junction first and now it's going up. This one comes in here, hits that junction later. You know, they don't share anything because they went completely different directions, but they eventually come to this point. This one went up first, this one hits, this one's cheaper to go that way. This one has to look and say, do any new paths or any other paths have as their current position a path that I visited or junction that I visited, and it's cheaper? Because then I should just stop. I shouldn't even keep going. So what I just said. So I think we could do that. You know, here is just the, we can get our new paths, but then we have to say, for my path, are there any paths and I guess that have as their current junction something I've visited in the past in my visited junctions and has a cheaper cost, then I should not be moving on. Right? Yeah, I think what I just said here. For new paths, current position is in another's visited junctions, but the cost, so it's both ways. If my if my current position is in somebody else's past and my cost is greater than Yeah, equal to or greater than. There's no point on me moving on because somebody's already hit that, and they've got a better strategy, or at least an equal strategy, and we're just going to be doing double work, and so there's no reason to keep going. And so that's going to be a tricky pruning, I think. Maybe not. Anyway, I have to stop right now. I have to stop. So I got to get stuff to do. So I might do another coding stream tomorrow morning. I have more confidence now that this approach that I'm doing is actually correct. It's exploding with values, and we are not pruning either. I think that's something else I'm missing. And that's something else I think I just realized too we're not doing either. No, I am. Which is if we do something where we circle around, we'll stop. Right. So I come up here, I go over here, I come down here, I go to the left. Oh, I've already hit that junction. It doesn't matter. This will change a little bit because I have to do it just by the position of the junction. We're going to have a type called junction. But if I've hit that position before in my path, doesn't matter, I'm done. I don't add. So we are doing that already. We just need to do has somebody else traversed my path and it's cheaper? Or we have to do the reverse. If a new path's current position with the cost, we don't add it. We don't add the new path. Else, we remove the existing path. Because we have found a path that you have already hit a junction and gone that direction, but we're cheaper. You should stop. If you've never been in somebody else's path, then you're going in completely separate directions, and that's okay. You both should keep going because you may run into something. And so yeah, if we move back up here, I can probably add this one in now. That should be fine. Because it will die off. It should die off rather quickly because it's going to hit an end. We do eliminate for finished paths once we get there, but we add new paths. This is where we need to do some pruning, which I think is fine. We just keep getting new paths and then we do the pruning. All right, I really got to stop. Still not done with part 1 of day 16, but I made progress. Yeah, it's good enough. Okay, All right, I think I have to stop. Thank you for watching. If this is your first time watching, or if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. I will maybe do a coding stream this afternoon or this evening. I'm not sure. I want to get some Splinter Cell in as well. And I will be doing some streaming tomorrow, both coding and Splinter Cell. I have got to start looking at code examples for a conference that's coming up and get that all done. So, yeah, not of want of staying busy. So, with that, thank you for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you.